Hey everyone.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
How's it going?
Hope everybody's doing fine.
Hope everyone's doing fine because we're out of our minds. Happy New Year.
Soon to be, yeah.
I have to admit. So, here's the deal. There is a thing called a Christmas hangover, which is we go, 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 and Christmas, 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 and then the days after Christmas, I consider the hangover. Now, some people get depressed because it's over. Mm-hmm. It was so much fun. Yeah. I love it. I love the week before Christmas and New Year's because it is chillaxed. People aren't stressed anymore. Mm-hmm. People are in Zen mode. We're thinking of the new year. Specifically this year, 2021 can't come soon enough. So anyways, it's my favorite. I love it. I do. All right. So it's been a hot minute since we've seen all these people. So we're going to give you guys all a few minutes to join from Facebook and YouTube. Also, a fun fact about this week, usually these lives, we get a little bit more viewers because people are bored at home. I'm bored in the house and in the house bored in the house. Okay. All right, guys. So as you join, I'm going to quickly walk you through some quick announcements and some fun stuff. If you are new to our channel, you guys know we like to cover the 3 ways to experience Chalk Couture. You can experience Chalk Couture 3 different ways, and no matter which way you experience it, we hope it's with us, Ken's Creations, which is me and Sean. You're part of Ken's Creations. The first way, of course, to experience it is literally to shop from our store, which is the links down below, chalkcouture.com/Ken's Creations. We are currently in the cycle of 2 catalogs and a promotion. I know that's a little confusing, but we are wrapping up our autumn-winter. So it's coming to an end. Halloween, Thanksgiving,
yes.
Christmas, Enzo. Then we have a holiday suite, which is all Christmas.
Yes.
Enzo.
Pretty much.
Because in January, a new catalog is launching with new product. But we are in the middle of what's called a holiday warm-up, or a winter warm-up, excuse me. And that's kind of a influx of love. No, just kidding. Like the Grinch, my heart grew 3 sizes too big. So anyways, winter warm-up, which is what we are going to be playing with some of those products tonight. Now, the second way to experience it is Club Couture. Now, Club Couture is an amazing program where you get a B-size transfer every single month and 3 pay singles for an amazing price. Now, in the month of December, it is this cute welcome sign. We're actually going to be using that tonight. So if you like tonight's project and you're not a Club Couture member, you still have a chance to get it. But look at January's. How cute is that? You and me go fishing in the dark. Do you remember that song? Nope. Okay.
No.
So Club Couture, you get an exclusive B-size transfer and 3 pay singles. But if you join Ken's Creations Club Couture, we give you some other amazing perks. You get $4.95 flat rate shipping. You get any promotions by Chalk Couture. And we love to spoil our Club Couture customers. So you are going to get access to our secret Facebook and YouTube community where we share our projects, and other Chalk Couture fans get to share their projects. But we also do an exclusive live, which we did today, where we show you how to use that transfer 3 different ways on 3 different surfaces. And then we randomly pick people to get those too. Plus, we send quarterly Happy Mail to our Club Couture members. And we just like to spoil them. We like to take good care of them. We like to make sure they get priority customer service.
Yes.
So now, when you join Club Couture, if you join Club Couture, you have the option of doing 2 add-ons. Add-on number 1 is called the Kickstarter Kit, which kickstarts your Club Couture program. You get a couple surfaces, 2 board erasers, a small squeegee, a multi-tool, and bright white Chalkology paste. But you also will have the option to add the current month's transfer, which is this welcome transfer. So I know, that's a little confusing, right? If you were to join Club Couture right now, you're always joining for the next month. So if Sean wants to join and he joins in December, he actually is joining to start in January. So if you want the welcome transfer that we're going to be featuring tonight, you do need to add that on as an add-on transfer. And it will tell you, it'll be a little red banner that says you have add-ons you didn't take advantage of. That's how you get it.
And those you pay shipping on.
You do. Good job, Jonathan.
But your normally monthly is not.
Correct. All right, so 3 ways to make money selling Chalk Couture. That's right. That's the third way you can experience Chalk Couture is you can join as a designer. Now, I get this question almost every day. Should I join as a designer? Should I join as a Club Couture member? And it really does come down to 2 things. Number 1, are you ready for the quarterly requirements as a designer? So as a designer, we do have quarterly requirements of 100 PV, which is basically 100 of our currency per se. And you have that's the only requirement to stay as an active designer.
Yes.
But you do get 40% off. And you get something called designer dollars. Now, designer dollars are essentially a way for us to reward you. So essentially, for example, you can see on your screen, if you did 600 PV, you get 60 designer dollars. But in your first 3 months, you have a designer debut where we match those designer dollars. So you can earn up to $480. Now, I'm going to tell you something. Do not join right now. Please do not. I know that sounds weird. I'm telling you, it's great. Join Chalk Couture. You're going to love it. We're the best company around. But don't join now. Wait till January 1st. Why is that?
Because you get your first quarter free or waived, and you don't have to meet your requirements until the end of the second quarter. Or
So
the next quarter
right now, if you were to join, quarter 4 would be considered your first quarter. That quarter ends December 31st. So you would only be getting a few days waived.
That's it.
It makes way more sense to wait till January 1st, because if you do and you join January 1st, your first quarter waived, so that's January, February, March, and then you wouldn't have to meet your requirements until April, May, the end of June.
That is correct.
So wait till January 1st. I know that sounds weird, but if you're itching to join right now, you can. Now, if you're someone that you're really on the fence, here's the deal. Join as a Club Couture member. As a Club Couture member, there is a 3-month commitment, but it is waived for Club Couture members if they become a designer in that first 3 months. All right? So that is the 3 ways you can experience Chalk Couture, no matter how you experience it. We would love to be your designer. Now, before we get to our project, I have some very important announcements. Announcement number 1.
Oh, no.
Our paste does not like to be cold. It hates it. See, look at that cute little paste. He hates it. So if you are in a cold area, make sure you bring your paste in as soon as you get it. If for whatever reason you can't do that, we do have tips on how to reheat your paste. But just bring it in. It doesn't like to be cold. Number 2 is we have new paste single packets. If you see that there, you can see there is no little notch. And what that means is, tell them what that means, Sean.
The notch originally was like any other package you get. It's easy open. You just tear and it's right, boom, just like that. They think that may have been the problem of some of the paste that you get, and it has exploded. They did 2 things: got rid of the notch and got a much, much stronger foil package that is so strong that they ran over it with a car. People jumped up and down on it. It never did anything.
Allegedly. We don't know.
Well, the president says so.
We could say that it was ran over by Boeing. We don't know. We just really want it to sound fancy. But we do know that it is been tested and it's much stronger. Yep. Now, I know what you guys, I've already seen some comments. I'm going to pretend I didn't see them, and I can't say much, but I know. For those of you who are getting paste that is foamy or chunky or cottage cheese, all I can say is, wait. I can't say anything else besides that, but I do know the company knows our complaints. They know this is an issue, and I don't know anything besides there's something happening.
That's all we're going to say.
Yeah. So I hear you. Please, 100% satisfaction guarantee. If you got something you are not satisfied and I'm your designer, reach out to me, or you can reach out to Chalk Couture directly. You will get a replacement. No questions asked. Yep. We have 100% satisfaction guaranteed.
Yep.
All right, so let's talk about the very last thing that I know a lot of you guys have been talking about, Creative Kickstart. So, as many of you guys know, Creative Kickstart is something that we launch on January 1st. It is called Creative Kickstart because it's kickstarting the new year. This year we actually have 3 different transfers. There is so much that we can do with these. But what I love about them is they were designed with the ability to interchange. So you have this one, which is called the Faith Moves Mountains. You have Show Up and you have Be Strong. You can see all the font interchanges. You can do so much. We could use placement tape to cover up Show Up and use Stronger. So much. Now, on January 1st, they will be on our chalk sites, including a brand new paste palette pack, which is actually funny. This one right here, it's called the Luxe Palette Pack. Now, here is the deal. These transfers will go live on January 1st, but for the first time ever, Chalk Couture is giving you the ability to earn these for free. Boom. Right. I dropped the mic. How is that, you say? So essentially, if you place an order on our Chalk site and it's a qualifying order, I think it's 75, 100, and 125, yes. You can earn all 3. It will pop up and say, yay, you've earned a transfer. These are by far the best creative kickstarts we've ever had. They're so cute. I cannot wait for January 1st. So if we are your designer, make sure to reach out to us and let us know you want these. You can buy them on January 1st. If you are one of our Club Couture members and did not see our live, make sure to read your email that we sent out today or go check out our live because we have a special thing just for you. All right, today's project we are making is using some Valentine's Day stuff. Yay. If you guys have any questions, please make sure you know or let Sean know and we will answer them. And with that said, let's get started. I know, Jen, it is a great idea but that is what okay. Jen's got me off track, but that's okay. I love it. Here's the deal that I love. So Chalk Couture, I don't know if you guys know this. I'm going to show you a little something. Why not? It's the week in between Christmas and New Year's. We got nothing but time. Let me show you something. All right, so in our catalog, I'm going to show you something. In our catalog, we have something called Chalk Stories. You guys might have been thumbing through and said, what is a chalk story? A chalk story essentially is a collection of designs that Chalk Couture has released that all go together. So essentially what that means is for people that are like, ooh, I'm not sure I'm ready to mix transfers, or I'm not sure what transfers go with what transfers, Chalk Couture's done that for you. Mm-hmm. Essentially, the chalk story is designed for you to go into a room and say, okay, I want to use, for example, this botanical collection. And you can go in and say, here's all the collection, and you know everything will go together and interchange. Even though the Creative Kickstart is not a chalk story, it kind of is. Because you can see all of the cursive, same font. All of the regular font, same. We have a curve here. We have a curve here. All of it can easily be interchanged. So even though this is not a story, you should be able to use all 3 of these together on a project, and it would be a seamless project.
Which means you can make tons of projects out of those 3.
And then the Luxe, which is the paste palette pack. We have been told that paste palette is part of our new catalog. So our new catalog, which will launch in February, we will see it in January for when we're at leadership. Mm-hmm. One of the palette packs is the Luxe. Other than that, I don't know anything else about what's coming. I have guesses, but I don't know. All right, so let's get started with today's project. Today's project is brought to you by Ken with Ken's Creations. That is me.
Yes, it is.
So we're actually using the board and pillar. So this is a board that normally goes inside of our pillar, and I don't even have one. It sits in the pillar here. I don't know why I have an extra board, but I do. So we're going to be using that, and we're going to be utilizing dun 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 dun. our heart cutouts. Now I have all the links down below so you can see all of this, but these are super cute, super fun. So we're going to be utilizing that. Now, I do want a quick moment of your time. Today, you guys will notice something. I've already lost my lid, but that's okay. And you guys will notice that we are not doing picture-in-picture. We've been asked by our beautiful, wonderful, amazing, we love her so much, assistant best friend Jasmine, to not do picture-in-picture. Why is that, Sean?
We usually take a lot of these and then edit them down to quick little pieces, and having that picture in the picture is extremely hard to edit.
Yes.
Out.
So we're just testing it for this 1 week. Do not worry if you're a picture-in-picture fan, it may be back. But this way she can go and edit this down and make it for Instagram. And as my social media director of Ken's Creations, I at first said, Sean said, no, our people like picture-in-picture. And I said, Sean, have you ever edited one down? He said, no. Yep. And I said, it's really weird because the person in the little box, if you don't know, is like, blah, blah, blah. And they're like, if it's just to music, people are like, what in the hell is happening? So that's why we're doing it.
But we'll pop up on the main one here every so often, so
yeah.
Don't worry, you'll still see plenty of
Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with our board from our board and base. Now, this is the December Club Couture. It is the welcome guide. Now, this originally was designed, let me go grab it in the other room because we made it today. I'll grab this.
One?
Nope.
Oh, the other.
Don't worry, Sean, I got it.
Roger Dodger.
This is what the project was designed for. It is to go into our boxed, double-sided box frame. You can see the welcomes here. And then it's a flower you can use as the O, or you can use the O here. But as I normally do, one of the things I love about Chalk Couture is Chalk Couture has built an amazing community. And on Facebook, once you become a designer, you get access to the Chalk Couture Designer Studio, which is really a fantastic place to get inspiration because this is literally made for designers to post their first projects or projects they've made and stuff. And it is amazing not only to see the inspiration, but to see the support in there. So I don't remember the designer who did this, but I was scrolling through and saw a project where someone took the welcome and turned it into the word love. So if that was you and I'm not giving you a shout out, I do apologize, but I did get this idea from our designer studio. If you are a designer and you are not part of that group, make sure to join because there is so much inspiration. So that is what the project for December. I will be honest, when this transfer first came, I said, Sean, I don't like it. I don't like that flower. Kind of looks like, I won't say. But when I actually did this project today with my Club Couture members, it's hard to see the peachy keen in the center. This project is gorgeous finished. I love it. Like, I usually don't have a favorite, but this was one of my favorites that we did in our Club Couture. So I'm just saying, if you're one that said, oh, Ken, I didn't really like that one, I get it, but I love it. All right.
And you could have done a different color
sure.
in that, but because that's what it came with, that's what you get to use. So why not?
Yeah. All right, so let's get started. So we're going to take the welcome, and we want it to spell out love. And you'll notice what we're going to do here is we're going to use the E and the M, and you'll see here the V is right there. What?
So cool. Is it no, the V's out of the W.
No, I did it out of the M, I thought.
Mm-mm. You did it out of the... Because you did...
Oh, you're right. I'm so stupid. You're right. What would I do without you, Sean?
Hi,
all right. So we're going to start with the L. And this is going to go over here. And I want about a finger width of space in that L. So I'm just going to make sure it's kind of center. And you want to make sure you do this because this is a little bit tight to fit the rest in. So I'm going to start. Now we've already used this transfer, as you could probably imagine. So we are not fuzzing it. But have you not used it, you would want to fuzz it. Why would you want to fuzz it, Jonathan?
Because these, especially with the new ones, and if you've used it once and redid it and washed it and cleaned it and dried it, it becomes really sticky.
It does.
But that's a good thing, actually.
That is not fake news. That's the fact.
So the nice thing is that by fuzzing that, it kind of gets that stickiness not so sticky. So it comes off a lot easier without tearing or stretching or anything with your transfer.
Now, I'm going to make sure that this is as straight as possible, but also just a little bit. We want, like I said, about almost a finger width in there. Not much. And then we want it to be in the center. Now, we are not using the C. We're just using the L. Now, let me show you the colors in the order we're using them. We have peony, white, candy apple, and raspberry sorbet. So the L, that's about right, Sean? Mm-hmm. Okay, so the L will be
see your other one real quick?
Our first one. Oh yeah, fine.
Yeah, you can grab the other one.
So we are going to be making essentially this out of it. So you can see where we have, it's a little bit thicker, but it'll give us a little bit more room. I'm not too worried about it. Now, because we are using this part over and over again, we are going to have to clean this transfer a couple of times, which we'll show you. So we're going to start with the L. I'm going to do the Sean check. Looks okay?
It almost looks like it's tilting downwards, like down this way.
Okay, do you want to fix it and see if you can get it straight? It's kind of hard, huh?
It is hard.
So this is what I do now with Sean. When he thinks something doesn't look good, I make him do it to see it's not just as easy as... Okay, so it's a little tighter than what we had it.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Do you think it's still okay to be that tight in there?
You could probably, by doing that, you probably give you more room between each letter.
So now, do you like it? Mm-hmm. Okay. Sean has spoken. So we're going to grab peony. Now this is the consistency you would love to get to. It should be almost like a sour cream / cake batter. It should run right off of your multi-tool. If your if your paste is too thin, you have the problem of it essentially bleeding out of your transfer. If it's too thick, it might dry too quick. So it's kind of like the three little, what is it? The three little bears? One was too thin. The porridge was too thin. Porridge was too hot. Too
cold, and one was just right.
It's the same thing. So we're going to put down our, starting with peony. And then I'm going to remove the excess. Just like that. And then we can just take our transfer. And voila. Now, because I need to use the E and V here, I'm going to go clean this, and we're going to dry that with our hair dryer on the hot setting. So I'll let Sean do that.
Okay, real quick. Little mute, real quick.
Go to you. Okay, so you're going to notice that I have my transfer that I just washed. We need to use this right away. So I take it directly from my sink. You can see it is sopping wet. And I actually use our 4-inch squeegee. Now, didn't hear this from me. This is something I think that's getting upgraded. This is our only squeegee that is made out of rubber. And we've been asking forever for a silicone. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we get a silicone squeegee. All right, so I'm going to take this and I'm going to squeegee out the water. Now, if you say, Ken, I can't do that because I don't have a table where am I going to do this if I don't have a table? You can actually grab our, which I don't know where it's at. Where's our healing mat?
Oh, we had to
It's
go out
fine.
there.
Where is
It
it
should be
go?
right
Out
there in
here?
the corner. You see it right there?
Yep. So if you do not have a workspace, do this on your self-healing cutting mat, which we have. Just get it, place it down, squeegee out as much of the water as you can. Now, I like to put it on here almost sopping wet. And then you're going to grab our fuzzing cloth. Doesn't matter which side, you're just going to dry, dry, dry. And then lift it up, dry, dry, dry. And then I just put it directly onto here. And I like to sandwich it in between two fuzzing cloths, but to each his own. And then like that, voila, you're ready to go. Now, anytime you're using a transfer back to back after washing it, you want to make sure two things. You want to make sure this is dry, but more importantly, you want to make sure this is dry because it can easily be lifted with our transfer. So I'm just gonna make sure. Okay, so we're gonna be utilizing the E and the V, and we want to make sure it is straight. So what I like to do is grab our transfer tape, which is this guy. Now the transfer tape is used for many reasons. We use it for masking. You can also use it though for lining up our alphabet sets. I also use it for making sure my letters are all straight. The way I do it is I put it on the bottom of this L and then just go all the way across, and then I can see, and it makes it a lot easier. So we need the E with a little bit of 1 finger space. It's right about. And then I'm just going to line it up directly on my transfer tape. So that way I know it's straight. Ooh, that's a little bit tighter than I want it. So I'm going to lift it up. So this way it kind of gives you a good feel for if you there we go. Okay, so we have the E. This is a W, obviously. So we do need to make this a V. Sean, can I have you zoom in just a little bit?
Yes, I can.
So the way to make this a V is we're going to use our, once again, a placement tape, and this is going to block anything that we don't want. So I'm going to run it basically along here all the way up. So I'm going to take my placement tape right there, all the way up. You want to make sure you're not blocking out too much, but right there, that gives us
The V.
the V. So I'm going to run my fingers over it to make sure I don't have any bubbles, because we are going to have to wash this one more time before we use it. So we're going to start over here and here. This is red and raspberry. So I'm going to start with my red. This is candy apple. And the nice thing about this design is it has distressing in it. So if you do accidentally mess up or don't get it perfect, you're never going to see because of the distressing, which I love. So we have our V, and then we're going to grab another. These are our mini squeegees. Oh, I love raspberry sorbet. It is a beautiful. Fun fact, raspberry sorbet and guava started off as in vogue colors.
Yes, they were.
And then they became permanent. So you never know when an in vogue color is here to stay or just for a hot second. So we should have everything. I'm going to now lift this up. And then I can now lift this up if you want to, but we might leave it there because we do have the O still to go, and the bottom of the O will line up on that. So I'm going to put these back on. Sean's going to dry it, and I'm going to go wash this transfer yet again because we need to use it again. I'll be right back.
How was your Christmas? Says Brenda. Brenda, Christmas was awesome. It was very good. I think every Christmas so far has been really good. We had most of his family over, so it was really good. We enjoyed it.
Do you want to show him this?
I can.
How I clean?
Here's a way of cleaning. Always remember just to get your water running and then use your board eraser to go back and forth a little bit.
I want to show him how this is still kind of red.
You may not see it, but you can actually see on the outer edges are red, and it seems like it goes in and flips over to the other side. So you have to flip it to clean it completely. Don't do the front side. Do both sides always, because there's a little bit on the other side. And then voila, you're good to go. And that's how you do that. It's very cool.
Grab or move that stuff out of the way. Mm-hmm. All right. So we have another sopping wet transfer, which is how I like it. I'm going to put it down on my self-healing cutting mat. Grab the 4-inch squeegee. Now, I will say if you are doing this on anything but the self-healing cutting mat, make sure it is something that isn't going to, because this is already getting sticky again. So if I do this on a wood surface that has a pattern or anything, it could potentially pull it up and stuff, which you don't want to do. Yeah. So we're going to dry it. And you'll notice that when I cleaned it, I cleaned both sides. That's because you really want to get in there to clean. That board eraser is really getting in there and cleaning that mesh screen in there. Lift it up. I'm going to dry this and then put down, just put first one and grab second one. So just like I had said before, we want to make sure that not only is this dry, but this is dry. So I always do a double thing. Now, you could use another color like guava, peachy keen, couture coral, but I like the white because it brings the white from the frame. So let's go ahead and grab, and in the project, when this was originally sent out, the O in the project was eliminated for the flower, but we want to use the O, and the bottom of the O actually rests along our transfer tape there. So that's what's nice about the transfer tape is I can literally place this and the thing you want to pay attention to is your spacing between the L and the V. Is there a question, Sean?
No.
Oh, I just saw you intently looking.
No. I'm actually watching you.
That feels amazing. I think that's going to be pretty good. So once again, we're just going to push it down a little bit. And if we don't get it perfectly, it will be okay because it's got that, once again, that kind of distress feel to it. So I tend to gravitate towards the mini squeegees, which come in a pack of
12.
Because I am a squeegee snob, meaning once I've used a squeegee once, I put it in the water. I don't like to use squeegees again. The main reason why is because your squeegee will dry and you'll get dry chunks of paste, which isn't a bad thing. It's just a personal preference. So now we are done with this one, so we can remove our tape. Voila! So I'm going to go clean this transfer the last time, and Sean's going to dry that. Mm-hmm. So there you go. That's how you can turn welcome into a love. The other parts that come with this set, just so you can see them, is the flower. And then this goes on top of this flower.
Stamens.
And then this here. And in the project photo, it's really hard to see the center of it, but you can kind of see it there. I'll Sean zoom in. It is gorgeous in person. And you could put like a little glitter on that before it dried. You could do so much, Sean.
You can.
So once again, this is only a Club Couture transfer. So in order to get it, if you already are a Club Couture, you should already have it. If you're not, as long as you join before the end of December, you will still get it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so this is cute on its own. Look at how cute this is. But we're going to add some hearts to it.
Kick it up a notch.
Kick it up a notch. And you guys know I love me some cutouts.
Mm-hmm.
So our cutouts, if you did not know, our cutouts come in a wide variety of shapes and some are seasonal. So currently our ones that are permanent up through this catalog is the house. Well, now I have to look. The door tag.
The deers are staying.
The deers we heard are staying, but they weren't in the catalog. They were add-on. So pumpkins are retired. So right now we just have the tags, the door tags, and the house. So house, door tag, mini tags. Pumpkins are retired. Christmas trees are retired. We used to have eggs. I don't know if they're coming back.
I don't know.
We have the deer, which are back here.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have the hearts. And I don't know if the hearts are just here for Valentine's season or if they're going to continue on.
Oh.
We'll see. But whenever they release a pattern, or excuse me, a wood cutout, they always release patterns to go with it. And the two we're going to be using today are these two. This kind of pounding looking heart and the one that says XOXO. Now, I love our cutouts because they are nice and usually thick. The one thing I don't like is lining them up, and that's where a light pad comes in. This is the Cricut Bright Pad, but you can use any light pad. I think I saw some light pads on Amazon today for $19.95, so all of them will work. Some of them do have different settings. Essentially, what I use it for is when we originally got our cutouts. Let me show you here an example. It's really hard to know, is it lined up, because you can't really see it. But you bring out an LED light pad, and just like that, now you can see if you're lined up. And it helps huge for lining up cutouts, especially if you're in a dark room or if you are notoriously bad about lining stuff up like I was on Christmas trees and you end up this way. It should always have a little bit of an overhang, but you can see here, anywhere I see dark green means I've missed it. So even though I have a little bit of overhang here, I have a little bit, can you zoom in right there?
Mm-hmm.
So right here, you can see a little bit of dark green. That means that would show the wood. So we need to adjust this just a little bit. So I love using an LED light pad for this because you should always get it to be...
Sherry said she got hers 24 Canadian on Amazon.
Yeah. When when Cricut released theirs, this was like $99, which is ridiculous. Then they brought it down to $49, and I don't even think they have it anymore because you can get it so cheap. Mm-hmm. And I'm using the red. Now, a very quick tip on this. You want to make sure that these are on pretty good, because if you don't have one of these X and O's down and stuck, your paste can easily sneak under there and ruin that nice crisp design. So we're using candy apple because it's striking. And basically, always remember, anywhere you see white right now is going, the paste will go through. Anywhere you see teal is being blocked. So this whole thing is going to be pretty covered in candy apple. So you want to make sure you get all your edges. And then on candy apple, I always go by, I am I call myself a heavy-handed chalker. So I always make sure that there is no harsh lines because it will show through.
Yep. Dion says, I wish they would make the pattern larger than the cutout. That would probably make it easier for
I
everyone.
do think it is a scotch larger because I always have a little overhang.
Like
but yes, I get what you're saying.
0.02 or something. It's
Look
not
at that.
much.
Oh, I love that.
Oh, is that
So I'm going to go, will you walk them through cleaning because this is a perfect one to show because it's that red.
All right, so let's take a peek at the washing thing. So we're going to turn on the water. Warm water is nice. If you are working with glitter or a shimmer, use cold. It comes off easier. So he's going to just rinse off the bulk of it first with just your fingers. Once you get the bulk of it off, then you can go ahead and just put it off to the side. Get your board eraser. Make sure it's sopping wet, like that. And then just gently go across from one end to the other. You really can't go back and forth. It just doesn't work that way unless you're holding the other side too. You can flip it if you need to, like that. Now, the big thing is that now that you pushed all the stuff off, it does go around to the back side. Believe it or not, it's very weird. Some of you may have seen this. It's like, I just cleaned it. Why is it on the back now? It just does. So be sure to flip to the sticky side and wipe that side down too. This is where the cold water comes in very handy if you've got shimmer, because you've got some shimmer everywhere, or if you've got a little glitter on it. The Enviro sponge works really well, a little scratchy thing. Cold water works the best. Shake dry and hang, and then place on a flat surface or on a rod or something. Sticky side up, and about half hour or so it should be all dry.
Yeah. So the key on these transfers that are new formulated, we used to have a traditional silkscreen that was made with chemicals, and now it's made with water base. Better for the environment, better for people doing it. The thing I've noticed about the water base is two things. Number one, they get stickier as you use them. And number two, if you go directly using hot water with a board eraser directly on there, and you have a lot of paste, it almost turns your paste into like a soft, fuzzy black look. So I found it's better to run it under almost cooler, cold water with your hand first, and then take it off to the side, use your board eraser, and do it that way. So
I think also that some people are saying is that the actual fat, this stuff is more thicker and actually grittier feeling.
And it doesn't smell.
No smell.
You all look at this. Oh my gosh. That's so
awesome.
cute. All right. So we have now the bigger heart. Let's go back down to this camera. So once again, just like I did, I'm caught on something, Sean. Thank you.
There you go.
Okay. So we're going to grab our LED light pad. And this one, we're going to line up. Now you could take the time, and this one has, like, I always call it the pounding heart.
Throbbing heart.
Throbbing heart. But we're just going to do kind of a hot mess. Now, I am not someone that does a lot of Valentine's Day projects. So this could be one of the far and few in between. Valentine's, unfortunately, reminds me of my mom's passing. She died, obviously Valentine's is February 14th. She died on February 17th. Yep. So everyone brought her Valentine's and Valentine's Day candy and Valentine's Day stuff. So you can see where, even though this looks good, I still have a little bit of an overhang here. It's hard to cut. Oh, you can really see it there. So they are, I think, slightly bigger, but silkscreens are essentially a fabric, so they will potentially shrink. Mm-hmm. And that's why we always say be careful when you lift a transfer, because you can stretch it and now it won't line up. It's happened before. So, once again, this is anywhere you see white, it's open. So on something like this, you really want to make sure there's no bubbles, because if there is, it will be noticeable.
Oh, very noticeable.
But we're going to use raspberry sorbet, peony. I'm going to grab 2 of the minis and then 1 of the small. And I'm going to have a wet wipe ready to go. So we'll start with peony. And I'm just going to place it here, there, everywhere. Then I'm going to grab raspberry sorbet. And then today I actually got this question, what color do you use when you mix it? So basically, you can mix it with a dry squeegee, or you can add a little white, or in this case, a red. But if you want it to predominantly be the lighter color, I dip it in there. Predominantly, if I want it to be the sorbet, I just put a little bit more on there, and then we start mixing. Now you can do very minimal mixing, so you have it more as a kind of a tie-dye, or the more you mix it, the more color you're gonna get. So that is up to you. And then also, if you're like going and you're like, ooh, I need a little bit more raspberry in areas, just grab a little squeegee and put it down. Just don't use the one that you're mixing it with, because then you'll mix potentially back in your jar, which you do not want. That will be contamination station. And then I just take the excess and put it onto a baby wipe. You could potentially save it and you now have a new color, but, and then we can, oops, I missed a little scotchy up here. There we go. That never gets old. It never gets old. All right, I'm going to go clean this, and I'll let Sean put the lids back on and dry that. All right, so let's bring in, look at that. So I'm going to show you how to set this up here real quick. We'll go to our front camera in just a sec, but let me set this up. Now you could use hot glue to hot glue this into place. I'm going to dry this one a little more. Our heat is kicking on, but the dogs think it's a car. Or it's a plane. I don't know.
It's outside.
I'll go check. So you can set this up, but I'm going to set it up just kind of like this while I go make sure our dogs aren't freaking out for no reason.
I think it may have been the snowplow.
Oh, really? There is no snow. But you can go down to that one now.
All right. So we're going to do this, and then we're going to do this. Oh, Janice asks, what does my bracelet say? It says, let's see if we can get here. My crazy vibe is part of Ken's tribe.
All right. Oh, it's so cute. Oh my gosh, I love it, you guys.
Isn't that awesome?
That's so cool.
Pretty, pretty, pretty.
I love it.
Pretty, pretty.
So, to the designer who kind of gave me the inspiration on turning welcome into love, thank you. We made this during our Club Couture exclusive live today. I fell in love with it so much I wanted to make it tonight. So, a couple things before we go. We will be back tomorrow because guess what? We're in the process of changing out our back wall. We'll keep the winter side up, but this Christmas stuff has got to go. And for a very short time, we will have Valentine's Day over there, and until the new catalog comes out, and then we'll have a whole bunch of new stuff. So a couple things to remember. Number one is creative kickstarts start January 1st. If you're a Club Couture member, make sure to read the email we sent out last night, because we give you the options of buying it with an exclusive promotion, or if you want to buy it, you can also get the chance of earning it free if you buy on our websites. So also paste packet.
Yep.
New. Awesome. We love it. And we booked our flight to Savannah. It's on still. And as soon as I get those new catalogs, I can't wait to show you all the new product. I love getting new product. But until then, if you have any questions on how you can experience Chalk Couture, whether you want to just shop with us, join our club, or join as a designer, reach out to us. The biggest thing I always tell people is Chalk Couture has permanently lowered the quarterly requirements from 150 down to 100, which is awesome. But if you have any questions, because it's a lot, there's links down below, or you can send us an email. You can send us something on Facebook or YouTube. We do check all of those. And we'll be back tomorrow. Was there any questions or anything before we jet?
No, I don't think so. Somebody did quickly say, I just saw it go by. Sorry. Where did it go? I'm telling you, I just saw it too. I don't know. Maybe I didn't see it.
So
yeah, Brandy, don't join until after the first.
Yeah. So we go up a little bit. Right there, Janessa. I miss being in your club. So we put that. So Janessa actually was a Club Couture member. And then, even though I think she was only a Club Couture member for a month, and then she became a designer. Because if you start utilizing it and you're like, I see the ability, you can become a designer. Now, a lot of people will say, well, what's the big difference? The Club Couture, I like to tell people, is truly a fan kind of group. It is really geared towards those people that say, you know, I really don't want to be a designer. I don't want to do the requirements. I really love watching you guys and following you guys. So we do exclusive lives there and tips, and we give away projects. Our team, we have a lot of contests in our team, but our team page is different because we have a lot of leaders in there that step up and help people out. And it's where people post their projects, but they also post, help me with this or an order and stuff. The biggest difference is we take care of all of the customer service on our Club Couture orders and stuff. So
yeah.
I know. And you guys are going to get your Happy Mail this quarter, and it's very sentimental. One part of the Happy Mail for Club Couture, and I'll show you when I get here, is it's a Yeti, and I named it Betty because my mom's Betty the Yeti. And there's a whole story behind that, but basically my mom used to always say there's no songs with her name in it, there's no this, which is not true. There's a song called Betty now. But there is a Yeti that's you guys, Club Couture members are getting, that's called Betty because it's a way to remember her during the holidays and stuff.
Are you talking about this Paul Simon song?
You can call me Betty, and Betty when you call me Al.
Which is weird because that's his dad's name too, Al.
My mom and dad was Betty and Al and stuff, so. Yes.
So
Olga, is it the January welcome transfer? So the welcome transfer was actually the December, so you can still get it right now. Let me grab it. This is the... There you go. So if you join the club between now and the end of December, you can add that as an add-on. And you can get this transfer. You have to be a Club Couture member. The January Club Couture is actually this one, which is the You and Me. Very cute for Valentine's Day and stuff. So there you are.
This is true. I think this is Pam. If you become a designer, you can no longer watch.
So true. So as Club Couture, because Club Couture members get exclusive perks, and we want to make it very much so almost like a VIP club. We only let current Club Couture members. So this is even Club Couture members that we have a thing where if their credit card doesn't go through, Sean audits it every week and we remove people or add people. Every once in a while, I will let my designers watch our Club Couture to show it, but for the most part, it's me, Sean, and just our Club Couture members. We do a monthly audit and stuff and things. Now, last but not least, please, that's just enough. If you're thinking about becoming a designer, I know it can be exciting. You're like, I want to do it right now. It's only a few more days. Join on January 1st because it's so much better for you as a designer to get that extra month.
That is true. It is the best to do it.
Yep. How did I get the V? Yeah, we used our placement tape to block off there is a W from welcome, the W-E, and we blocked off the W to make it an E. V.
Yep.
So essentially, I can quickly show you, and it'll also be on the replay, but let me move it out of the way here. So here's the transfer for the E. So basically, here's your V. So you just take tape and then you have a V. Voila! All right. I have completed my 3-month subscription. Will you keep sending kits monthly? Am I still in your group? Great question. So as a Club Couture member, it's a 3-month minimum commitment that you have to be part of the club. After that, it is month to month. So as long as you don't cancel, every month you'll continue the Club Couture. You'll get our monthly emails. So if you're getting emails, that means you are part of the club. But you can cancel anytime after that 3-month commitment. Yep. The only exception within that 3-month commitment is if you decide to become a designer within that first 3 months, they do waive that.
Yes, they do.
Stuff, so.
Yep.
Yeah. It was the December transfer. Perfect. So, all right. We will see you guys tomorrow back here, and we'll do another Valentine's Day project. Until then, have an amazing night. Bye, everyone.